Greetings and welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. It's an exciting week. Since pretty much everything this week was pretty much political, it's a fairly short news week because I didn't include any of it. That's right. I was like, no. We need a break from that crap. So, so we'll get on with all the rest of the stuff instead. So let's go ahead and check in on our comments here. They watch your what in your sleep? Ooh, yeah, I do have a typo on the little thing on the video title. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it because I unlist the thing anyway. I'll just make sure it's fixed on the next one. But you know what, guys? I think I just copy and pasted the title. I bet it's in the permanent thumbnail too. I'll have to remember to fix that when I'm done. Oh well. Anyway, let's see. Jeffrey, I guess modern day pluralism, like combining AB plus SORB together without defining SORB. Thus, there's no way the state is not doing its job. Very interesting. Still, I'm still Lineage OS. What is micro G? I cannot enable everything any fix. So micro G is a open source Google platform that will allow you to run several Google apps that will not work on Lineage without it. And so you can install micro G on Lineage just so you can run Google Play services. But what's the point? If you do want a good ROM that already has it enabled, EOS is actually really good. So checking that EOS out would be good. Enable location in the background, permission to read text messages. Yeah, I think that's a Google Play services. All right, let's see. Big Ultra, greetings there. Hello. Greetings, how's it going, Quint? Moonbase Alpha Grays, take me to your leader. Moonbase Alpha Grays, we will learn in Sillyville. You and I only have 180 days to finalize our plans. I mean, you can't wait to see what's going on, but that's in Sillyville. I threw out the article about some whale's butthole or something. I mean, it's like, this sounds like a really good Sillyville article, but it was just a bunch of nonsense. So comical, but nonsensical. And it wasn't nonsense. It wasn't good nonsense. Let's see, 233 megabytes of RAM on you. Eyes are everywhere. So this is clickbait. Of course it's clickbait. Why not? No, not necessarily. All right, so we have privacy, and then I have 2 security articles to patch in. Then we have business and 3 Sillyville. I think it might actually be a short night, especially since we're pretty much done with our comments there as well. And we have a couple updates, and we actually have fewer articles than usual because of that. Before we jump in, though, I do have some folks over on Discord. So if you are not on our Discord server yet, tlm.li/STLD. We'll get you over there. Now, Gary says, hello from the Great Dumpster Fire of California. Well, greetings from the Great Dumpster Fire of Pennsylvania. Switch to Tom is live. There you go. All right. Install Lineage OS and micro G. Yeah, I'm not, I just always thought that installing micro G sort of defeats the purpose. And I just don't use my phone for anything I don't have to anyway, so whatever. All right. Just figured out why must send it his Tesla to the Marsh. Tom's Martian handler ordered one. Well, we wanted to explore his technology. I can tell you that that is not he's not colonizing Mars. We will not let him. In fact, we examined the car on the way over and we blew it up just past the moon. So, you know. I'm talking about privacy. Why don't you tell us Systemd is the way NSA want you to control our Linux PCs? Because I have not seen evidence of that. If you can provide me compelling evidence why Systemd and the NSA is in bed together, I am absolutely all ears. But I cannot find any credible piece of information about such things. So go ahead and send it to me. I'd be glad to look into it and maybe do a video. What do you think about WhatsApp Facebook thing? Oh, come on. We'll talk about that in the news. Of course, that is in the privacy news. I mean, for crying out loud. This is new room set up in tech and tech in use now. Newsroom. Greetings, Anarita. How's it going there? Biden's Comedyville news is coming. Yeah, I left political stuff out. I don't know. There might be one or two, but I don't recall having anything political in the news today. We all need a break from it. So let's go ahead and get ourselves queued up on our privacy news. What is our first affiliate? Oh, our first affiliate is over. Where are you, Mr. Affiliate? Mr. Affiliate, where are you? There you are. I'll get the coof out, and then we'll get started. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the Privacy Edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the videos, the post-edited ones, up on YouTube, BitChute, and Rumble as well. So we've added Rumble to our list of tech sites where you can consume the content, because we all know that YouTube is starting to ban a lot of people that they don't like. So who knows? I might be in there. I tell people not to use Google services. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive on into the privacy news. Singapore police says that it will be given access to the COVID-19 contact tracing data. Almost like somebody's been saying from day one. Don't use the contact tracing apps on your phones. They are going to be harvested and used for nefarious purposes. Here you go. So they basically said they have access to everything in the Trace Together scheme, which is used by 80% of the nation's populations. So the police can track and map and see who has been where, when, why, how, and all of the other fun stuff as well. And so with that, yeah, I told you guys a long time ago, don't use these things. No, that doesn't keep everything right on your device, and it only works. It's just a mystical, magical back-end thing that stores all this data. If you ever thought it was doing just that, you need a checkup from the neck up, because there is absolutely no possible way that your phone is going to be able to transiently keep track of everything without some form of centralized database, and this is exactly what it's being used for. So just an FYI, if you want to participate in contact tracing, then work with the contact tracing people. Do not rely on phones and apps and things like that. All you're doing is just handing the data. Hey, the police in Singapore at least no longer need to ask Google for a geofence warrant. They just go and mine the data in the health department. Why not, right? So, you know, second week in a row, Telegram is in the news, and it's getting to that point where I might just, if I start seeing one or two more things in Telegram bad in the next couple months, I'm going to say get rid of Telegram if you're on it. So this new Telegram feature exposes your precise location to hackers, and the messenger makes no plan to fix it. So this is a feature. By the way, this is not a bug. This is a feature. It is a feature that allows you to turn on this function called People Nearby, and then you can join groups that are nearby or ping with people that are nearby. And in theory, it doesn't provide a direct location, but guess what? If you spoof your location, which is quite easy to do from your phone, you can spoof your location multiple places, get 3 triangulation points, and pinpoint somebody, including where their address and home addresses might be. Now, the good news is this feature is not enabled by default. You have to explicitly turn it on, but it is used to participate in many groups. And so a lot of people do have it turned on, and then basically allows people to stalk you. Isn't that exciting? So here's a little bit of a map. They figure out location, because they'll kind of tell you location. So if you're in one spot and you spoof your location of various regions around the area, you can get a triangulation map and track down somebody's precise location. And when the security group indicated this, they said, yeah, we don't have any plans to fix this. This is a feature. There's no problem with this. So there we are, 2 weeks in a row, Telegram doing weird stuff. Maybe it's about time to think about utilizing other platforms. Intel is releasing its new RealSense ID facial authentication. Very dystopian. I did like some of the comments somebody were leaving in some of the articles. No, but basically it's like Apple. You know, what they claim is everything is offline. You have to program the particular database it's used for. It's like used to get into an office building. Basically, it's Apple Face ID, but applied to other situations rather than unlocking your phone. So you can get these modules, put them on the school doors. You walk near the school doors. The door scans you if your face is in the database and it lets you in. This type of stuff. And really, to me, any type of databasing connected with facial ID is a bad thing. It is going to be possible for somebody to figure out how to move off of these things. So there you have it. Intel, they're up to crazy dystopian type stuff. Of course, this did not even make the main news this week, but it was deeply significant. We already mentioned it in the comments briefly. I didn't want to comment on it there because we had an entire article about it. WhatsApp now has a new pushed out notification that if you're using WhatsApp, you probably just fine, whatever, I agree to the new terms. Well, you should not just push whatever, fine, agree to the new terms. You should actually read and understand what those new terms happen to be. Because what they are doing is they are now merging all of your data to Facebook. So it's updating its terms and privacy policies. Key updates include more information about WhatsApp services and how we process your data. How businesses can use Facebook hosted services to store and manage your WhatsApp chats. We partner with Facebook to offer integrations across platforms. Now, what's not listed right there, but it is inside of it under when you dig into it, here is what it is doing. Come next month, users will no longer have the choice to integrate with Facebook or not. The data, this is just some of the data, it's going to collect user phone numbers. It's going to collect other people's phone numbers stored in your address books. This is the big one. We'll come back to it. Profile names, profile pictures, status messages, including when a user was last online, and diagnostic data collected from app logs. So let's go back and look at that other people's phone numbers stored in address books. If you want to be the foolish person using WhatsApp and pass all of your data to Facebook because you casually agreed to use whatever, fine, that's all on you. But the problem with a lot of these companies right now is I do not consent to use Facebook, WhatsApp, or any Facebook properties whatsoever under any way, shape, or form. In fact, I've explicitly blocked them across all of my networks, servers, and devices so that Facebook cannot even track me silently on the web as I'm navigating to different places. The problem is somebody else has my phone number in their phone and they have WhatsApp. Now Facebook is harvesting my phone number and my contact name and placing it into their databases, despite I have explicitly banned Facebook from everything in my life and do not agree to any of their terms of service. So what recourse is there for people like me that prevents Facebook from collecting and harvesting my data? The answer is nothing. And now we are in these full-blown, full-fledged Facebook and Google ruled corporatocracy. We're all just basically screwed. Now, does that mean we raise up the white flag and surrender? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I might just have to blast everybody on my contact list saying, hey, if you got WhatsApp, I'm requesting you delete my phone number. Thank you. You can write it down and type it in if you want to call me. There you have it. But hey, if you haven't been calling me anyway, whatever. But this is a very significant thing, and we'll see a little bit more about it. Right about here. Isn't that interesting? So the app privacy labels have come out, and it's very interesting to see what is going on here. So what they did is Apple is looking at the type of data that is being collected. Here is Signal, nothing. iMessage, a little bit of data linked to you. Here's WhatsApp, and here's Facebook Messenger. Unfortunately, WhatsApp is going to become about this big when they are forced to merge. So for those people, I know Signal had a massive boost this week because Elon Musk tweeted something about it, caused kind of their servers to go down. Now, I was using Signal for a period of time, and I stopped using Signal when they were forcing to use a PIN number and storing contacts in the cloud. I wanted nothing to do with that, so I didn't delete Signal, but I dissociated it from me, and I kept it on the phone just in case I needed to access any of the archived messages that were in there. But because there was enough outroar in the privacy community, that is now an optional feature. So as of now, Signal is, in my opinion, good and safe to use. I just haven't had a need to move back to it. So there's Signal. iMessage just collects your email address, your phone number, your search history, and your device ID. Why does it need all that information to send text messages? WhatsApp has the device ID, user ID, advertising data, purchase history, course location, phone numbers, email address, contacts, Product integration, crash data, performance data, other diagnostic data, payment information. There you go, guys. Sending a text message and the app collects your payment data. Customer support, product interaction, and other Facebook, other user content. Yeah, other user content. And then Facebook, we're not even going to read this. That would just take a while. If you're still using Facebook, delete it. Make it your 2021 goal. All right. So yeah, Facebook kind of sucks. More though in Apple. There is a downside, the dark side, as it were, of the Apple privacy. So of course they're saying, hey, we need to do all this privacy stuff, and Facebook is leading the charge, going, no, this is too much. We need to be able to harvest data without people knowing about it. And Apple's like, I don't know. But this article kind of makes it clear that it's one of these arguments, if you ban something, it's going to arrive somewhere and it's going to be harder to find. All you're doing, Apple, is pushing this data collection into the underground. And that's what this article is talking about, where app developers are now looking at various ways that technically do violate Apple's policies, but they are willing to risk it because they want to collect the data regardless of what else is going on. And so it says here that some of them will partake in device fingerprinting. And so this is kind of a downside of Apple doing that. So they're just going to start putting all sorts of crazy, weird, dystopian stuff back there because they can, and it's the only way they're going to collect the data they want. So there we have some dark underbelly sides of Apple doing what Apple is doing. Well, our last two articles are about they watch us in our sleep, because two tech companies this week are allegedly working on things to monitor your sleep for you using radar, of all things. Isn't that exciting? They watch in your sleep. Yeah, I do need to fix the banner on this one here. We'll go ahead and get that fixed. Of course, you guys in post are like, what's he talking about? Yeah, that banner down there, yeah, I'm going to fix that when I edit this video. So, all right. Amazon is reportedly developing a radar-equipped sleep apnea tracker. Now, I get sleep apnea is a thing. You got to be careful of sleep apnea. You know, if you have it, you want to get some treatments for it. Or actually, here's a better tip. Lose a little weight. I know it's hard to do, hard to say, but sleep apnea is a metabolic disease associated with obesity. But Amazon now wants to have an Alexa-powered device that can track and monitor for signs of sleep apnea using radar. That's right, guys. You guys are going to be putting radar into your bedrooms while you sleep that are constantly feeding data up to big tech companies. Have you lost your ever-loving mind? This might be a good time to say, guys, tomorrow at noon, I guess, depending on when you're watching this, Saturday at noon, Saturday the 9th at noon, I will be releasing the reboot of Tinfoil Hat Time, and we are going to be talking about America's credit score, America's social credit score. And this is the type of stuff that we're going to start to see happening. So tune in for that premiered video of Tinfoil Hat Time. So with that, though, Amazon said we're not commenting on rumor and speculation, but apparently the guys over at Business Insider had more details or information about this, but yeah, I couldn't actually read what they had to say because paywalls are stupid. That's why we're looking at the Verge article instead of the Business Insider article. And that's right, Business Insider. All right. So, using radar, Nintendo first tried this a number of years back, but they're like, yeah, there's really nothing for this. Of course, Amazon's project is being codenamed Brahms from the German composer of Lullaby. It's very dystopian, isn't it? A little bit. But anyway, it's going to monitor this information, and then you can go ahead and check your Apple and your Alexa, hey, Alexa, order unicorn meat health tracker stuff, and find the actual data about it. That's exciting. And our last one is Google is doing the same thing. Google is launching a new Nest Hub in 2021, and it uses Solly for sleep tracking. So remember Solly, we first talked about this as a patent, and then it actually showed up on the Nest thermostat. So this is using a low-frequency radar that will detect if you're coming near it. So if you start walking in the vicinity of the thermostat, it will turn itself on and listen for a command. You walked. Tell us all about what you're doing. And of course, that data is going to go back. You know, this guy walks by the thermostat 4 times a day at half-hour increments. That must be his break time. You know, But this one here is utilizing the same technique that Amazon is doing. They're a little bit more open out there. Oh yeah, we're doing this dystopian crap. And the idea is to put the radar stuff inside of your devices that are sitting on your nightstand. You know, the devices with cameras and microphones and radar that are perpetually connected to Google services, putting them right next to your bed so they can watch you and hear you and radar you while you sleep. That's a little bit on the crazy side, guys. A little bit on the crazy side. So there we have it. Well, if you'd like to help support the channel, have a look at our affiliates. Today we are looking at ExpressVPN. You can have up to five. I keep on meaning to look into the exact number on this one. I said 5 or 6 or 10 devices, one of them connected at the same time. And this is considered one of the greatest VPNs right now. No evidence of any collecting of logs or anything like that. Click on the Get Started button up here. You can get a year of service for $100, 6 months for $60, or a single month for $12.95, and that would help support the channel. So now let's go ahead and wrap up with just 2 security news items. All right, well, we're going to check in on comments first, and then we'll do our 2 security news items there. Do I have the security? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I did not fix my security titles yet. That's exciting. I didn't fix any of my security titles yet. Let me go ahead and fix some security title things, and then I'll be right back in with comments here in a minute. I didn't do security last week, so I didn't actually set up the security one. I know I built it. I just didn't put it into the system yet. Did I build it? I know I built it. Yeah, there it is. Found it! All right. And title. Let's get rid of that. Yes. And I need one more title here. Fix one more thing. There we are, and let's go ahead and grab, what do I need? I need the camera from this, and I need one more thing over here. I need this one. Copy you, go down to security, delete, yes. And put you back there. Okay, I think I'm good. Let me check in on comments now. Get some tea. Only my wife can watch me sleep, but even that is a little creepy. That's right. System D is a way to bring backdoor to Linux. Give me evidence. I'm not going to listen to your random system D is a backdoor to Linux. Evidence. I've been looking for it. I legitimately want to hear it. Evidence. Give me evidence. All right. Telegram do not have. What do you want? At least Signal's okay for now. That's right. Tried Telegram once. I was not a huge fan. Signal's much better. Yeah. Why would I want to know people by or near me? Because I want my privacy. That's right. I've been weary of Telegram because it's not open source. Yeah, there you go. Julian Assange. Debian is owned by the NSA. All right, Julian Assange. Your WikiLeaks. Leak the data to me, please. Face ID was coming for a long time if we don't want it. Ever since Apple tried with their phone. Yep. Told my father about ID recognition. He said they should leave my face alone. That's right. Difficulty is getting your friends and such to switch over to something else. iPhone doesn't seem to allow setting Signal as a default messenger app. Yes, it does now. That is one of the updates in like 14 is you can set Signal. I believe you can set Signal as the default now. Terms of service, strike again. WhatsApp edition. That's right. Love how my father sees things, especially new technology. Yeah. Face Sense is nothing but OpenCV. You can lock onto anything as long as it has a reference to compare with, but who gave them your pictures anyway? Yeah. Use WhatsApp, must be getting old. I was actually forced to use WhatsApp for 1 week once. Let's see. Promptly deleted it as soon as it was done. Let's see. Maybe time to have some class action lawsuits. Yeah, it might be. Doesn't this violate WhatsApp's merger agreement with Facebook? Yes, it does. It does. But who's going to prosecute them? The government? It is the Wild West. See me snoring. Remember that Facebook only exists because people are stupid. This is true. This is true. Recent issues of MX Linux KDE. I'm looking for a new running mate on Arch for the second boot partition. Is a wise choice to install Linux 21 Cinnamon and install KDE Plasma on it. I have not tested Plasma on the 20 branch of Cinnamon. I think the last one, it was either, I don't know, 18 or 19, I think I tried it on. So I don't know. You should still be able to do it, but I don't know. Leave Facebook, but why their 30-day wait? Yeah. Friends on Facebook are switching to MeWe and Parler. Yeah, it's Parler, Parlay. It's pronounced Parlay, but it's spelled like Parler. However, the guys today are trying to now deplatform Parler. They're like, you don't like our rules, create your own. They created a bunch of their own. All right, you're all white supremacists and Nazis. Ban them. It's insane. Watch color version 98.4 the other day. Scary. We've not seen it for a while. Yeah, I downloaded it because it's like, free on YouTube. So I downloaded it and threw it in my movie archive. I have not watched it yet since then, but I'll get to it eventually. Tech companies need to be regulated now. Yeah, but they won't be, unfortunately. Alexa will be able to use radar to track sleep apnea and morning wood. Fantastic. That's right. Oh, man. I can only imagine the recommendations. So I see you need the extra large size today, huh? Oh. CPAP periodically calls home, sends data. I'm under impression if I disable it, the insurance won't cover the cost. Yeah, that's insane, though. You should have the freedom to disable it, Sleep apnea, he uses a machine with Wi-Fi. So that means they're watching him. Yep. Google sent me 2 Home Assistants for free, just because 2 of them. Hey, if you send me one, I'll throw it on my shelf of crazy stuff behind me. Sleep apnea needing to be monitored and tracked is tracking leadership management. Problem once they say apnea, you cannot get out from under it. That's right. They'll be like, no, I know you have sleep apnea. Our digital radar said so. Therefore, that's right. Big surprise that Google and Amazon are 2 companies. I know, right? Let's see. Howdy. Yates, what's going on? Radiation coming off these devices dangerous? I don't know. Looking for a good VPN. All right. Freebie, well, my father, apnea machine, has Wi-Fi to send sleep data. The doctor automatically every 6 months, but you're right. God knows what else you're using it for, yeah. Express VPN ad. Better than Raid Shadow Legends ad. There you go, yeah. You are not likely to see a Raid Shadow Legends ad on my channel. I mean, newest video game I play is from like 20 years ago, Man, no, we've upgraded our Black Ops to Black Ops 2. So what's that, 2012? Man, I'm actually into last decade. That's a miracle. No, already had one. Let's see, paid $100 for 3 years in Nord, but then again they were compromised last year. They did, yeah. Nord did have a little bit of a snafu. Tech news still sound political to me for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. They might. Trying to avoid it. Signal is poopy. Yeah, I'm not. I was ambivalent about it. It was better than just basic raw text messaging everywhere, but, Agreed with governor regulating tech companies, but I'm fully on board now. Yeah, it's like it depends on what you're calling regulation and how you're regulating them. Like certain regulations, when they get over a certain size, I'm on board with. But piles of red tape to start a little tech company, not so good. Let's see. Facebook account I only use for the church, and that is all. Still hate having it. Yeah, I convinced the church not to do that. Systemd is multi-program launcher only. Where it had a bad rap is that all the programs are launched assuming that all programs were working right. Yeah. PC Gamer, greetings. How's it going there? Why were you forced to use WhatsApp? All right, so a kid I was mentoring at the time who was a minor at that time, he took an international trip, and I was one of the 2 points of contact. And because they're traveling around Europe in different places, the school made them all use WhatsApp to communicate with their home bases. And so I had no choice but to use WhatsApp on that particular device for the period of time he was overseas, because we could get on WhatsApp and chat anytime he could find wireless rather than cell phones and stuff like that while traveling through Europe. So that's why I was the point of contact for a minor who was traveling overseas. So that was it. And it was, I mean, it was a neutral experience. Like, whatever, you know. Let's see. Completely forgot Proton had a VPN. That's right. Let's see. This week is I fear what is coming in these dangerous times now. Yeah, that's why I'm putting my stuff on more alt tech places. My publishing company, which is built on alt tech, is like every alt tech place I know of. I think I'm on like 7 or 8 different video platforms for the podcasts over there. Some that I wouldn't even have known about except for some of the people that I know. So like who's heard of Josh Who TV? Anybody? Interesting. Actually, is a really good site. He actually has a Linux distro as well, based on Linux Mint, and he's working on like a privacy focused Jitsi server. A lot of neat stuff he does. Things like that. YouTube is another neat one. Although they autoplay their videos. I keep on saying, dude, stop autoplaying your videos, but we'll see. Let's see. No need to watch a film. We're living in glorious 3D Technicolor. Yeah, this is right. On 1984, this is right. You don't need to watch the old movie. Just look out your window. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Tom playing Raid Shadow League. Yeah. Is it Raid Shadow League or Raid Shadow Legends? I thought it was called Raid Shadow Legends, but I don't know. I'm a boomer after all. Turns out to be more of a black comedy than expected. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and look at our count them, 2 security news items. So our first security news item is the is it Zyxel? How in the world do you pronounce this stuff? All right, so these are security gateways. Very good security gateways. They're security gateways that they hard-coded the admin login. Lord help us. You know, this is like the solar wind hack. They actually told the companies, do not allow your antivirus to search in our directories. Brilliance. Brilliance at its finest. So these devices here, you can use them for VPNs, other network security type things, and firewalls, stuff like that. Well, it turns out that they were compromised. They had an undocumented user account with full administrative rights hard-coded into the device firmware. Oh, joy. So anyway, several of these were compromised. They found, what is it? Recent scan showed more than 100,000 of these devices have exposed web interfaces to the internet. So over 100,000 of these things could be accessed. And these are used by businesses, you know, all these companies that are promising excellent privacy policies that aren't even securing their stuff right. So there's several different models that are affected. ATP series running firmware ZLD V460. You can read them all there on the screen. So if you have one of these, double check for any firmware updates. Well, there was a little bit of a T-Mobile breach. It was very small in scope. They said only like about 200,000 customers, so 0.2%. and it was based on the CPNI records. So it didn't contain payment information, users, passwords, any of that. Pretty much it had phone numbers and a little bit of metadata for 200,000 people. So they acknowledged it very quickly. They sent out information. They worked with a company to figure it out. And they figured out it was a very small scope on a very small user base. So not a whole ton to be worried about. But if you are using T-Mobile services, then they did inform you about it. So just make sure you're aware of that. But hey, I guess, you know, it's something to be said for being careful about that. Well, that ends this section. If you want to help support the channel, head on over to my Subscribestar page, subscribestar.com/switchedtolinux. I think we've crossed the threshold where people's accounts will automatically be billed now, finally, which is good. So head on over there. Mostly gives you access to anything we do behind the scenes. So anybody that is a supporter got a chance to already see the tinfoil hat time video. And if you did not see it, watch it as soon as you can tonight, because tonight I'm going to schedule it for premiere tomorrow, and I think that puts it into the private mode, so you won't be able to watch it with the link I send out. But anytime I release those videos early, there will be a link on the post, whether you are here on Subscribestar or on Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or on thinklifemedia.com. I did post the link over there, and also on the supporter section on Discord. If you are a supporter on the Discord server, let me know your account name and I will get you into the supporter group on Discord. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. Alrighty, we'll start with Discord because I didn't look at the Discord messages since we started. Let's see. We did already read about the dumpster fire, though, in California. Yeah, Twitter banned Trump entirely. Yeah, of course. Oakland teachers' parents protest proposed in-person school reopening. Yeah, like, they were like, we're protesting this until you give us our left-wing liberal demands. What the hell does that have to do with COVID restrictions? We're not going to go back to teach until you give us the ability to declare our gender pronouns on our email footers and subject all of our students to critical race theory. I thought we were talking about COVID. Yeah, but never let a tragedy go to waste. It's insane. It's insane. So, yeah, it's exciting. Back from dinner, what did you miss? I don't know what you missed. Let's see. Guess I play older game than Tom. Let's see. My preferred game came out in 1984. X-Corn. UFO Defense. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I do like some of those old early 1990s, late 1980s, early 1990s Nintendo games, though. So, there you have it. All right, Legends. Sorry, autocorrect. Oh yeah, that's what I figured. What do you use to download your download YouTube videos? On my Arch system, I have Clip Grab because it makes it more convenient to use Clip Grab than it does to use YouTube DL. Simply because if I'm watching a video, I'm like, wow, that's a really cool video. I can copy the video URL. And as soon as you open up Clip Grab, it says, hey, there's a YouTube video in your clipboard. Would you like to download it? I'm like, yep. So I use Clip Grab on Arch. If I'm not on Arch, I use YouTube DL. Let's see, might make a Nextcloud server for my Google Calendar, MS OneNote, Google Task, and Google Keep replacement. What's Google Keep? I know that Nextcloud can do everything else. I have a Linode affiliate as well. We'll actually do that in our next section. So they have a very nice, simple one-click to install Nextcloud. I have a video on it. I'm in 1, 2, 3. They'll never guess the 0. I know, right? Let's see. 4K video downloader. There you go. Well, life is meant to be an adventure. I took a bus to the supermarket to deliver money to my mother who'd forgotten hers, all without a mask. Just doing that felt like Mission Impossible. Dun, 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 dun. What's your critical mission, sir? To get to the grocery store without wearing a mask. Yeah, I went into a farmer's supply store the other day with proudly and boldly without my mask, and nobody said nothing. No longer trust commercial firewalls other than pfSense. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. SolarWinds failed miserably. So SolarWinds, I did include it in our stuff. It should have been in security if I did. SolarWinds hack caused the government to stop using data for storing important documents. They are literally going back to paper. Okay, 4K video downloader. There you go. What's my Discord link? Discord link, I will drop it in the comments, is tlm.li/STLD. And when you get over there, Mark, let me know your username and I will get you in the supporter group. Komodo firewall, disable their DNS. There you go. You cool Subscribe Star as a payment process. The reason I asked, my son wanted to use them on his BitChute account, but he said he did a deep dive into them and found sketchy info. Well, it's a Russian company, but at this point in time, I think I trust Russian companies more than American companies. So whatever. I didn't have any problems. I've already had payouts. In fact, you know, they did all of the stuff I needed to do. You know, you have to issue your, you know, get your, I don't know if I had to do an W-9 form. I don't know. Just do whatever you need to do for the tax documents. They send information out to, you know, out to where I needed it to go to. I think they support PayPal and, is it Payee or something? I forget. There's a couple places where they support stuff. So, at this point, you know, I don't know. As of now, that's the case. I clear my account every month. So if I do get screwed over by them, I get screwed over by 1 month. And, you know, they don't have a lot of personal data on me anyway, because everything is under a shielded LLC. So whatever that is. So no, I don't have a particular problem with it, honestly. But you have to ask yourself, do you want to work with a Russian company? Uh-oh, it's a Russian company. It's a Russian assets. Well, yeah. Let's see. Google Keep is like a quick sticky note program. No, I think they might have that. I don't know. North Korea develop a missile and COVID-free. Yeah. They figured it all out. That's right. No, they just took anyone with COVID out back and shot them. Rumble has no download feature. Yeah, I don't think Rumble has a download feature. I wonder if any of the other ones do. Joshu TV might. And actually, Joshu TV, I can port things in directly from YouTube as well. So I don't know, I might create a backup over there if they actually support them. So yeah, YouTube, you can download YouTube videos. I didn't notice if you can you should be able to download BitChute, because they do have a peer-to-peer type option. But it might be there. I don't remember though. So I don't know. If there's any other options anybody has for how I can have downloadable videos for my channel, let me know. Tinfoil Hat Times back in 2021. It had to happen. I mean, it had to happen. I was actually in the works. I wanted to push it out like early last year, but whatever. Yeah, Russian dude living in North Dakota company is registered in Delaware. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's a Russian guy in North Dakota registered in Delaware. Okay, well, that makes me a little bit more confident at least. I knew they had an American subsidiary. Complete personal info will be with them, including physical address. Well, Ron, here's what you do. There is a company out of Washington, I think, and I think they're either Kirkland or Spokane. It is called Northwest Registered Agents. What they will do is I pay them an annual service, and the annual service is a privacy veil for an LLC. So my LLC is actually registered not in State College, but my LLC is actually registered in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. And all of the corporate documents and the assets are all on their address instead. Now I have a mailing address, which is a post office box, but all of the corporate address ties to me are behind a privacy veil from a service that I pay $125 a year for. That veils it under a different city than I'm in. And that way I have the full legal LLC. It's all registered with the state and with the federal government. Everything's all above board. I have an EIN number instead of an SSN number. So all of that type of stuff all goes through a veiled LLC. That's what you do. If you want to reach out to me if you want more information, send me an email. I'll get you links and stuff. Let's see. Apparently China is more of a threat than Russia. I don't know. I think America right now is more of a threat than China or Russia. I don't know. I might say Russia's the least threat, then maybe China, then US. Maybe it's US, then China. I'm not sure. US and China right now are the two most dangerous places, I'm pretty sure. Great to survive it. Maybe we'll get clean rooms yet. Oh, you're in Canada. I don't know. Reach out to them and see. See if they support Canada or not. Okay. Upload the video to a torrent site and just provide the link. I can't do anything that requires extra bandwidth. Hey, I am under Comcast data caps now. How exciting. Let's see. Had to stay the night in the hospital. It was a nice and peaceful break for the wife for 3 kids. Well, Keegan, I hope you are doing better now. Did you have the coof? Did you stay in the hospital for the coof? All right. Let's check in real quick over here. Whoa. Let's see. Quantum Alpha couldn't tune in. Weeb Oxygen Edition. There you go. U.S. is more dangerous because they have the ability to project power, but no one would invade China. No one beats China on the mainland except China. Okay. Yates neck. All right. If I don't drop you in there, after the show, ping me after the show. Please don't ping me now. I won't do it now. But I'll get you in there after the show. Tom. The coof with a very high survival rate. Oh, you had the coof. You were hospitalized for the coof. I know someone. All right. I got a second property trailer next to me working, so he was better. All right, let's go ahead. Did you have to go in? It was like I had to be there, or is it like we got to have you here so we can get our coof money? I mean, details, man, if you don't mind divulging. All right, well, let's go ahead and get on over into business, and this will be a fun section. This will be good because Windows is back, baby. Windows is back. I got the coof, see? Got to get it out. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the business edition, and we're going to end today with some Sillyville. So stick around to the end. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you'd like to catch the show live. And let's go ahead and dive right on into the business network, business news. First, an update. Verizon is going to delay the shutdown of the 3D network. And so with this, what they're actually doing is you can't go in and reactivate your old 3G flip phone on Verizon. Sorry. But what you can do is you can be prevented from having to buy a new smartphone and a new phone. As long as your old 3G phone on the old network still works, they're not forcing you off of it. Originally, they were going to do it at the end of 2019. They delayed it probably because of the coof, and then they are delaying it again. So they do not have any date when the Verizon 3G network is going to be shut down. So you guys utilizing your 3G phones on Verizon will have some more time to stay on the service without getting anything else. And another fun update. I love reading updates like this one. Court says Uber cannot hold users to terms they probably didn't read. Now, sorry guys, this doesn't mean that terms of service are not applicable. Simply because what the difference is here is that in their case, the person did not have to check a box that they agreed that they had read the terms. Signing up for Uber, at least at the time this person signed up for it, just required going in, and they had a statement at the bottom saying, if you create this account, you acknowledge that you've read it. Well, in that case, the court says, no, that's not a valid reason to hold somebody to it. So this boils down to a case of a person who has a disability with a dog, a medical dog, and so, or guide dog rather. And so the drivers were refusing service, but in the Uber terms of service, you are forced into a binding arbitration instead of a court case. He was trying to sue them for violations of the ADA. But they said, no, you have to arbitrate. But the judge came down and said, no, because of the way the sign-up forms worked, you cannot hold him to arbitration. Now, this doesn't immediately go into a court case. What happens now is it has to go back up to the previous court to determine what to do at this point in time. But anyway, hey, I like seeing Uber sweat. So guys, remember, every time you hail an Uber, every single time you hail an Uber, a little kitty somewhere gets clubbed. So don't hail Ubers, okay? ExamSoft's proctoring software has some face detection problems, particularly if you're a little bit darker toned than I am. So yeah, the ExamSoft service that many students are being forced onto with no exception or anything else apparently cannot spot you if you're black. Go figure. So research, of course, always finds facial ID, facial recognition things don't seem to work. But this guy writes, the ExamSoft software can't recognize me due to poor lighting. Even though I'm sitting in a well-lit room, starting to think nothing has to do with lighting, pretty sure we all predicted their face recognition software wouldn't work for people of color. Oh boy. This guy says, finally, I finally figured out on my own, 4 hours later, still on hold of the ExamSoft chat rep, how to get my mock exam, only to be told that the system can't recognize me. I am in a boardroom with all of the lights on and the sun is still up. Make it make sense. Basically, it says, due to poor lighting, we are unable to identify you. And please ensure there's adequate lighting. That's right, guys. That's right. See, school's only for white people. Get it right. Get it right. We're pushing this technology on people, guys. We need to stop, all right? Every school, you need to have an offline option. Especially if I'm paying you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to go to school. Let me tell you something. If I need an exam proctored, I'm going to the pastor of my church. If you cannot trust my clergy to properly proctor an exam for me, I'm sorry, give me my money back. And that'll be interesting to see. Are any of these students going to get money back for not being able to complete classes because they were forced onto software that wouldn't work? That's an interesting legal question. Very fascinating. So yeah, ExamSoft, along with nearly every one of these guys, yeah, they just don't seem to work well if you happen to be a little bit darker than a white dude. Comcast, of course, as we mentioned earlier, Comcast has some new data caps. So of course, for those of us here in the final states, now every one of the territories that Comcast does business in now has 1.2 terabyte data caps. So for the rest of us that just got the caps, for the first, is it 3 months, I think, up until April, you will not see any fees. They're going to charge you for the extra fees, and then they're going to credit you the difference and warn you about it. Starting in April, you will be billed an extra, I think it's $10 for 50 gigabytes up to a maximum cap of $100 extra. So you can be paying $100 extra more dollars for your internet. The problem is there's a bunch of Congress people who, I had to say Congress people, see, because Congress and the new rules of Congress, you're not allowed to use gendered language, just an FYI. It's how crazy we're getting. Congressmen, a few congressmen, did say, Comcast, you yourself testified that there is no strain on your network because of the pandemic and everybody forced to go home. This looks to me like a giant cash grab. All of these kids are forced to do school at home. All these employees are forced to do work at home. Everyone is using infinitely more data than they have been in the past because of changes, radical changes in lifestyle over the last couple of years. And so now what's happening here is Comcast is now raising this up. So some Congress people are going, congressmen, maybe a woman in there too, but a congressman are sitting here saying, no, you, what are you doing? You're saying you're not stressed. This is nothing more than a cash grab. Now, is this going to change anything? I don't know. If there's enough pressure on them, maybe they push back the caps a few more months. But I don't really see this changing a whole lot because it's Comcast. They'll just go and buy themselves a couple of congressmen. They're going to go in and bring in a nice dozen donuts to each congressperson's offices and be like, hey, just you know, here, I'll slip you an extra, just have a look at the stack of thousands under the stacks of donuts and we'll be fine, because 1 month on their data caps, they'll make that back. I'll tell you that. So very interesting. All right, so Dell has a new automated webcam shutter. So the idea here is it basically is an automated piece. So it's under here. Here's kind of the cutout of it. Let's see if I make that bigger. And not significantly, but anyway, good enough. So it's within here. So anytime the camera triggers on, this little motorized shutter goes zzz. I just think this is useless, guys. Put a piece of tape over it, put some other device over the camera that's going to prevent the camera from being seen. Way better, because you get a little mechanical thing like this, it's going to fail, it's going to have some issues, we're going to have some problems with it, and frankly, do I trust it? I don't know. Cool effort. I'll give you an A for an effort. I'll give you maybe a C for execution, but yeah, I'm still going to cover it with a piece of tape, whatever else like that. So that's kind of my take on the matter. And now we get into a few Windows stories, because Windows is back, baby. First, Microsoft is planning a sweeping visual rejuvenation of Windows. Microsoft wants to say Windows is back. Windows is back, baby. Windows is back. So they're basically, Jason, on a job listing here. On this team, you will work with our key platform service and OEM partners to orchestrate and deliver a sweeping visual rejuvenation of Windows experiences to signal to our customers that Windows is back, to ensure that Windows is considered the best user OS experience for customers. I love some of the comments. Let's see. Make Start go full screen and do a horizontal scroll. A+ for that comment. So, yeah, if you want my opinion, Windows, give us the ability to edit your stupid start menu again. But Windows is not done yet. Next, they are going to get rid of, let's do this one next. Next, because this is a Windows interface. Windows 10 taskbar is getting a big update. News and weather widgets. Okay, I can admit this is okay. If I can look down and just kind of see that partly cloudy, I don't really want to see more. I don't really want to see news updates. But if I can look down on the screen in the taskbar and see the weather, I'm actually about that. I'm okay. I'm supporting this Windows change. But of course, it's going to start collecting a bunch of data and feed you personalized information that it thinks you want to see. But they did say there's not going to be ads in this yet. Okay, I'm sure we will see ads pop up in this. If people click on this a lot and access this a lot, you better bet your petunias that Windows is going to start cramming ads in that thing, baby. They're putting ads in your start menu and in your file manager. You think they're not going to put ads on a news aggregator on your task manager? I'm sorry, that's insane. But I do like the ability of just seeing the weather really quick down there. I do not want them to have access to location, but things like, hey, we have to have your location services turned on. No, I'm going to tell you where I'm at. There's a thought. No word or not if it can work with or without location, but hey, whatever. And on to the last Windows story. Microsoft is now planning to get rid of the desktop Outlook app in favor of the unified web app. So, hey, no more Outlook program. Everything will simply be the online app. This is a stupid idea, because if you're using the Outlook app and you have your email system configured in such a way that makes intelligent sense, even if your internet goes out, you can still access your email, which you might need to do some of your work. You might have a whole lot of your project specs inside your email, and if it's on your computer because you have your client configured correctly, then you can access that even if the internet goes out. But this, oh no. You need to access the web to access it. So they're working on this new project called Project Monarch, which is going to replace all Microsoft email clients, including the default web app, and it's just going to be a progressive web app. You just put it on your system and whatever. Not a huge fan of that type of stuff, but hey, what can you do, right? So that is our Windows stuff. If If you want to help support the channel, have a look at our affiliates. Today we are highlighting Linode. So I'm doing a lot more experimentation with Linode actually right now. In fact, I might even build up my next client-facing servers on Linode. I'm going to give it a little test, see how it runs. Of course, I do run our Jitsi servers on Linode, and I do have an ISP config test build server that I'm running on Linode as well. So for sure, we are actually doing some good things on Linode. Use my affiliate code there, tlm.li/Linode. You will get $100 in credit, which is good for 60 days of spinning up as many Linodes as you want to test and poke and prod and see what all Linode can do for you. So go ahead and have a look at that. It helps support the channel. I got the coof. All right. And we have 3 Sillyville articles, but let's catch up on our comments. It was like the flu. All right. Clip grab is nice. However, not auto downloading. Okay. So maybe it doesn't auto download, but it'll prompt you that says, hey, something's on the clipboard. Found out Facebook friends got COVID-19, a couple. So yes, it's real. It was Facebook. Of course it's fake news. Mine was 103 temperature and couldn't breathe. Well, that is a problem. That is a problem. Let's see. Definitely the coof money. No, it looks like he had a legit problem. All right. Once I got the IV and medicines in me, it was quick to pick up. I'm still easily winded, but I don't feel it warrants the fear and panic that's push. Yeah. Now, if you are in Tennessee, you should have access to the drug that is banned. It sounds something like hydroxidone and chloroquine. Yeah, that drug. I want to get banned here. You should be able to get that drug out there. I'm wondering, did Jay give you that? Pharmacist out here, it's actually banned in Pennsylvania, but a pharmacist out here and a friend out here who has a doctor friend in Tennessee, had the doctor friend write a prescription for it. They pick it up at the local pharmacy, and the pharmacist said, oh, you have coronavirus. Yeah, this'll make you feel really good in about an hour. Dad said it was like having the flu. How people talk about the symptoms is just another flu. Yeah. Hello, Alexis. Greetings to you. It's real, but make sure you take your vitamin D. A very high percentage of people with COVID are vitamin D deficient. Yeah, vitamin D, getting good sunlight, and actually zinc. Taking zinc is one of the best things you can do. But you know, if you're worried, if you are legitimately worried about COVID, start supplementing zinc now. Supplement zinc. It has a long track record of being a safe antiviral. Just go to the local grocery store, pick up a zinc supplement, and take some zinc. You'll generally be good. 2G device at work is not working too well. Yeah. Lover, hater, Trump. It all really looks like theater to provoke division and civil war. Yeah. Vid D, zinc, suck back lots of water, get some good sleep, go for long walks, rides. Best medicine you can get. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Completely. Grab me vitamin D3 and zinc when I got sent home. There you go. There you go. See? Right here. Almost like I've been doing this for a while. Buffalo Bill is an actor. Lyft, baby. No, Lyft is, I don't know. I'm not sure which one's worse. No kitties clubbed. No kitties clubbed club. We do not tolerate the clubbing of kitty cats. That's right. Pretty sure you got the coof. It was very mild. Last about 8 hours. Felt like allergies and shortness of breath, but I was taking 5K IU vitamin D daily. Yep. Hate the exam anti-cheat. My teacher made us use it. I installed it a second browser, and then I disabled it when I finished that browser. Yeah. RMRF that browser. Comcast data caps are bad for them. Yeah. Here again, this semester online, I still need to reinstall that secondary browser. Or here's a thought: call up the provost of your school and ask to see his ID. Tell him I need to see your ID, and then ask him, do you know that this crap you're forcing us to do requires that? I mean, come on. Unless the cat trumps you in spades. My cat always trumps me. Actually, my cat though trumps me in heart. See, he even has a heart on his stuff there. I cannot beat my cat in hearts. He's just like, I got a heart right on me, dude. I mean, I got a heart right on me. So anyway, let's see. Had a laugh when I saw some giving the opening prayer. Not sure the House or Senate ending it. Yeah, amen and a women. That's right. That's right. Yes. The Babylon Bee said Joe Biden is working on a mask mandate and a mask woman mandate or women date. Gotta watch out for that, you know. Had a laugh. Let's see. Install OS on second drive, unplug all other drive, flash BIOS, take exam on second drive, throw away second drive, buy a new motherboard, plug in old drives. I think just resetting the CMOS cache on your board would be sufficient, but never know. Take tests for remedial class for community college. There was an issue with proctoring. It was on my VPN, so I disabled it, but their system already flagged me as suspicious, so you can't take it anymore. Well, so you got to say, hey, what's my option? I'm sorry, I use a VPN, so you guys can't spy on me. What's my option, you know? Learning Windows Server, a little bit of Linux command server. I also had one Linux class. I was learning how to use Fedora. Fedora 13. Wow, that's old. Crap Windows Vista's all over. Yeah, Windows 10 is back and better than ever. And remember or use Windows Black back when XP came out? It was one of my old favorite custom OSs. No, I don't remember that. Camera shutters used to be called dust covers and were on every cheap camera. Since cameras are connected to the internet, it's paranoid to want to cover your lens. Hurry Switch Unlimited plan on Comcast for $30 extra. Hope they won't mess with it. Yeah, I don't know. Instructor learning as well. The original instructor had too many classes to teach. Yeah. I've been looking into Linode versus DigitalOcean. I actually think I have an affiliate for DigitalOcean as well, but I've never actually gotten, like, they don't give you money, they just give you credit on your own servers, but they wouldn't let me use a prepaid credit card, which Linode does. And so I said, screw it, I'm just going to let the credits expire. So that's why I don't promote DigitalOcean. I technically have an affiliate, but I don't do anything with it. Can't use PayPal. I thought you could, but since I don't use PayPal, I don't know. You can use PayPal on DigitalOcean though. Pro Rating Aid referral. I'll be signing up for it soon with your link. Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. Yeah, it's tlm.li/PWA for Pro Rating Aid. Gonna cover Democrat thing after going free speech. No, I'm trying not to do political stuff today. In Sweden, schools didn't force any spooky software or anything. No. Trump got banned from Twitter. Yep. And I think Facebook, and they're calling for a ban from YouTube as well. I don't know. Keep telling us in Ohio we should be more concerned because flu killed like 10K and COVID 70K. Yeah. Yeah, isn't it funny? They keep on telling you should be concerned. Yeah, when you see evidence of death, you get concerned. And 70K, though, I mean, looking at the numbers, there's a lot of interesting factors. Like, sure, 70K, but we've had no heart disease deaths, no flu deaths, no pneumonia deaths. Yeah, don't overdo zinc. Just take as recommended by doctor or the label where you're buying it. Where'd you get this nice green screen background? It's a picture of a motherboard I had laying around, and then I did some gimpy manipulation to it. Nurse at a large hospital also stated that they're recommending vitamin D supplements. Yep. Nothing more than just like, if you have a doctor prescribing you something, do what the doctor takes. If not, just go to the store and get a zinc and vitamin D supplement. You should actually be able to find a zinc and D together supplement. And I think I think if you supplement zinc, I believe you should also be supplementing copper as well. But usually zinc supplements will contain the amount of copper you need as well. You need to keep those two micronutrients in an even balance. Has had the Kung flu and they fails bad flu, didn't even take medication. Yeah, felt better. Yeah. Okay. YouTube explains it all. Just search COVID vitamin D. Recommends 5,000 IUs of vitamin D daily. Not sure on zinc though. Yeah, that sounds about right on vitamin D. One of the things you just have to be careful of, vitamin D is one of the fat-soluble vitamins, and any of the fat-soluble vitamins you can overdose on. So you just have to be aware of that. But 5,000 IUs on vitamin D, I think that sounds about right. Their way to bypass U.S. laws if one political party tried to attack Republican no free speech in China firewall. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Think Life Media did not see any link for tinfoil hat. If you sign in, it should be in the posts. Yeah, if you have your sign in. If you don't have your sign in, let me know. I'm having issues with the payment processor not renewing accounts when they're paid. Start to lose the immunities, yeah. Heard that went from China credit score to computer browser searches and search your credit card money. Yes. We covered that a little bit the other day. Zona, we can get the med, what you're saying before, if we have a positive test result. If you have the COOF, how do you get that stuff from the pharmacy? You got to know a doctor in a state that can prescribe it. The only profession that would improve with the mask would be the ventriloquists. Hey, I'm a professional as a professional ventriloquist now, right? Let's see. Wait, what is this you're posting? Seeing stuff posted over here. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up with our 3 Sillyvilles and get on out of here. I got the coof. And on to our Sillyville news. Of course, because they're on the risk of extinction and the coof is bad, now we're vaccinating ferrets. Okay. All right. Well, better them than me, I guess. But yeah, ferrets, minks, and other is it Mustelini species? I don't know how to pronounce that one. Are all susceptible to the coof. So let's round these bad boys up and vaccinate them so we don't have to engage in a Norwegian mass grave of minks. But yeah, goes into a whole lot of fine detail about the vaccines and vaccinating these guys because of the coof. That's right, guys. That's right. So if we start seeing zombie mink in your area, just don't worry about it. It's vaccinated stuff with the zombie vaccine. You know, that's how it worked in I Am Legend, right? Given the vaccine, everyone turns into zombies. I think we're already there though. Mask zombies. Oh, anyway, today I learned that your Apple Watch can double as a vlogging viewfinder. Great example of working with what you got. There you go. This is classy. So here he's using his, I can't figure out what's going on here. So the picture is him with his camera, but that's clearly not the view he's holding it in because his hand is technically covering the camera up here. So I'm not sure if this is actually an accurate representation. Maybe it is. But hey, if you do need to use the rear viewing camera to vlog instead of the front facing, because it is a much better camera, granted, using your watch here as a viewfinder is an epic use for a watch. Now, that is an extraordinarily expensive viewfinder, so be careful of that. But this is definitely vlogging with what you got, and I am all over vlogging with what you got. Definitely interesting, though. Very, very interesting indeed. So here you go. Here's another setup of it. He's got his iPhone here with the camera mount, and he's got his watch around the camera so he can watch what he's doing over here. This is quite epic, I gotta say. There's just some watch stuff going on. So there you have it, guys. If you do have an Apple Watch and an iPhone and you're looking for the most expensive vlogging platform on the planet, I mean, really, guys, you can get a good solid 4K camera and some professional equipment with what this equipment's going to cost you. But hey, you probably already financed your phone, so whatever, you know. And finally, our last story, returning to the COOF, we did have that giant big fluff bill for COVID, among other things that saw Pakistani transgender studies and a Sri Lankan boat getting fixed, and a whole lot of foreign aid for a lot of fairly wealthy countries, while our own country are like, hey, here's your $600, which, by the way, $600 is less than half my rent for the month. Thank you, federal government, for watching my back. Let's make a deal, federal government. This year, I would like you to simply not collect any more taxes from me, and I just won't accept any money from you. How's that? That would be a much better trade-off. But anyway, that being said, one of the parts of what was in the COVID bill is a 180-day countdown for UFO disclosures. That's right. As soon as this bill was signed into office, part of this COVID relief bill was to let us know in 180 days if UFOs are real. It happened, guys. It happened. The countdown to the UFO disclosure is here. It is here. And it was in the $2.3 trillion COVID relief and government funding bill. Now, I'm pretty sure that was probably part of the funding bill. I think the headline's probably a little sensationalist, but because I didn't read either bill, I mean, who has time to read 6,000 pages that they had 2 hours to read? Okay, that is about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, that is about this tall. Okay, this tall. That is how big the bills were that they had 2 hours. When they got the bill, they had 2 hours to vote on it. Every person who voted on it should be thrown in jail right now. This isn't we got to pass the bill so we can see what's in it. No, I would like my legislators to read the bill to know if it's something they should pass. Just a thought. Just a thought. So I don't know if this UFO alien thing was in the COVID part or the government funding bill, but nevertheless, one vote passed both bills, and now in 180 days, we will see if UFOs are real. Congratulations, people. We are now in a banana republic. But at least we'll know if the space aliens are coming. But guys, I can already tell you, I'm a space alien. The aliens are coming. The aliens are coming. I am a reptilian alien. I am good friends with some of the Greys. We're all watching, but we're all kind of abandoning this planet. We're going, these people are insane. Let's get out of here before we get whatever they got. So anyway, there's that, guys. Have a look in the links in the comments in the description down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next video. All right. UK, it's hard to find vitamin D and zinc supplements. Really had to hunt around. Not surprised. Lockdown in Sweden, I think, started after a video of a girl filmed her old mom dying in hospital. Didn't do anything because there was nothing to be done. Live on a border town. There you go. Bill got his first phone. Very good. NAS server OS recommendation. I use Open Media Vault. Works really well. It streams my audio and video to any and every device that I have on my home network. Anything from Raspberry Pis running Kodi to VLC on a smartphone to computers. It's a full file server system. I mean, everything. It's great. Mine even has an ebook server in it, too. Very fun. With the masks, you can make faces at people and they'll never know. That's right. Tell them to shut down the state as snow makes everyone sick at once. Yeah. Not the ferrets. I grew up with 4 of them. Ferret testing vaccine isn't the animal abuse, or we remove animal testing. I don't know. Love animals. Let's see. That's vlogging with your noggin. There you go. Don't take him to the funeral under your jacket. Government is warming us up for the reveal of aliens. I mean, we can finally have alien girlfriends. They don't want human boyfriends, you know. I can buy some PC upgrades for $600. There you go. New York Post is a few steps from the National Enquirer. Just saying. You've been meaning to ask because of your background. I've read that vaccines use or will use mRNA is something you can speak of, and what it is it will be safe. So I spent some time looking at the medical literature of this today, actually. So there's two basic groups of vaccines. One of those is made with aborted fetal cells for those people that are seriously into the pro-life movement. They're like, oh God. And the other one is the mRNA vaccines. And so are these effective or not? Well, we've been experimenting around with RNA vaccines for cancers for probably about 5 or 10 years now. And the biggest problem is they're just so fragile that they break really easy. And so what they're doing now is they're surrounding it in a polylipid protein shell so it can pass into the cell better. So one of the challenges is if reverse transcriptase finds mRNA floating around is going to duplicate it. In fact, in one of the studies, they were looking at self-replicating mRNA vaccines. So you take the vaccine and you get one small dose and it just replicates itself, taking control of machinery. So what the vaccine in theory is doing, the COVID vaccine, the mRNA one, is it's getting into the body and then your cellular machinery is creating the spike proteins that would cause the immune response. So it is a type of vaccine that has been tested for longer than I thought it was tested. I was under the impression it was a brand new technology, and it's actually not. The testing of it really goes back 10 to 15 years. And so for the most part, I wouldn't want to take it because it is still too experimental. The idea that it's going to alter your DNA, I don't see any evidence of that. Some people are suggesting. However, anytime we are messing around with RNA, that is a potential response. Particularly if somebody is like an HIV positive person, I would definitely say avoid it. One of the problems with HIV is it does insert itself in your genome. So when you have HIV, you have these things rogue running around, which has the ability to insert viral clips into it. And if you were to get that into your DNA, that would be a bad thing. That's just a random hypothesis based on what I know of HIV cell replication and DNA manipulation. This is why it's so hard, or why it's almost impossible really to get rid of HIV. And anytime you have RNA viruses, you have this extra risk. So honestly, I don't see COVID as being a dangerous enough thing to merit a vaccine. If you're older, way older, maybe you weigh the costs, but until you're like in the 65 range, you have a 99.9% chance of surviving. And the odds there are not good to take an experimental vaccine with no long-term testing, because we have zero long-term testing, none. And that's a problem. That really is a problem. So if you're older, weigh the decision for yourself. I'm not advocating anybody specifically take it because it's just untested. And so there are two of them. The other one does use attenuated virus. The RNA one is completely synthetic. So if I were absolutely 100% forced to take one of them, I might actually do the RNA one. I might actually do that. I'd have to dig into the research on both of them if I were absolutely forced to take one of them. But yeah, I would still avoid it. In fact, on my daily walk on the Christian channel next week, we're actually going to be talking about that. Huge bill, same one that made it a felony to live stream copyrighted music. Yes, it is. It is a felony. If I were to pull up some Justin Bieber here on this live stream, I mean, the Gestapo is going to come and haul me out to a federal prison because, yeah. All hail CJ, leader of the Greys and Reptilians. That's right. Let's see. Need a better RAM and drive. Shop on Amazon. Yep. Just set up an open VPN server on Linode with Pi-holes. So far, so good. What risks are there if I don't have a domain and set up a certificate? So if I remember correctly, I'm thinking that OpenVPN, I think it will be just fine on the certificate that the server generates itself. I think you're probably fine. I don't think it'll be a problem. Is the iPhone better than Android? As I'm paranoid about everything they touch and cheating and political power. So if you're not going to mod your phone, iPhone is better than Android. If you are going to mod your phone, you want to use like Lineage OS, Graphene, something that's a custom ROM that will not have the connections with Google. Masks allow you to eat M&Ms while carrying on a conversation with coworkers. There you go. Yeah, you just throw a bunch of M&Ms down there and just do this. People are like, are you okay? I think I'm M&Ms. mRNA COVID vaccines have to be stored at very low but above freezing temperatures and are only viable less than 12 hours after being warmed up. That sounds about right. Russia and China are using human-based adenoviruses. UK is using chimpanzee adenoviruses. mRNA, let's see. mRNA can make superhero super strength. Yeah, when you look at the small print for the COOF vaccine, it doesn't claim to stop transmission, just lessen symptoms, which is not a vaccine. That's the biggest argument, you know. Fauci's are going, well, you still have to wear your mask, you still have to social distance, you can still transmit it. It's like, okay, then what the hell am I taking it for? Greetings, Shane. Love you too, man. Let's see. Want a mask that has hall pass on it. There you go. Coolest cat around. Okay, what is the Moderna vaccine? That one is probably the more traditional vaccine made with the aborted babies. Sliver of rubbery foam package wedged between the mic arm springs will stop that sound going off every time the desk is jarred. Oh, okay. Sliver of tiny rubbery foam wedged between the mic arm springs. Which mic arm springs? I'll have to find more data on that. That sounds like a fun thing to do. Silencing my springs would be good. That way we don't hear that. Tips on a phone draining battery fast. Look at the battery indicators and see what it says is doing. Wouldn't take any of them. 99.9% recovery rate is hardly anything. Weren't putting extra stuff in your body. That's my thought. Want to read, Tom? The only reason COVID is a thing is to have mail-in ballots. I'm not completely sure I agree with that because it hasn't stopped yet. Can you still run Snapchat? If I remember correctly, Snapchat does need G apps, so you can probably do it with, you might be able to do it with micro G. Otherwise, you might need the full G apps installed. Moderna is mRNA vax. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which vaccine is which. I can't say I've studied it that much. I just spent some time today looking into the history of mRNA vaccines. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap this guy up. Let me go ahead and feed the beast, and then we'll get out of here. Hopefully you can see the beast. I can't see the camera monitors from here. All right. Hopefully you were able to see the beast eat because I couldn't monitor the camera from there. Moto E6 play logged into Snapchat. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up here for now. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and we will catch you guys. I think the next live, I am actually going to attempt to do a live stream this Wednesday. Last Wednesday, it just wasn't happening. There was things going on. Noon tomorrow, we will have the Tinfoil Hat Time premiering. Noon Eastern time, I should say. And we will catch you guys next time.